Hello and welcome. In this video, I'll be talking about the PLC scan time. Here I have a simple PLC program that has 4 instructions or 4 networks. The PLC processor starts to read the inputs and it will update output. And then it will move on towards the second instruction or the second network, then third, and then fourth. And after executing the fourth and final network, it will start to execute or scan the program all the way again from the first network. And so this cycle will continue. So the time taken by the PLC processor that it takes while executing the program from the first network and to the second, then third, and all the way to the final network, the time taken by the PLC processor is what we call PLC scan time. It varies from PLC to PLC because it depends on the number of inputs that the PLC processor will read, the number of outputs that the PLC processor is going to update, and it depends on the complexity of the program. In this case, we have 4 networks in our PLC program. Suppose we have 1000 instructions or 1000 networks, then the PLC scan time will be different. In the second network, I have inserted a function call, but for the sake of understanding, I'm assuming that this function call does not have any other instruction. So I will treat this function call as one network only. To calculate the scan time of a PLC, suppose I have the S7200 PLC, and if I read the manual, it tells me that the speed of the PLC is 2 milliseconds per 1000 instructions. Well, that means if I have 1000 instructions in a PLC program, in this case a 7200 PLC, well, the 2 millisecond is the time taken by the PLC to scan the program from network 1 to the final network. Well, the complexity of program and the number of inputs and outputs that I have to read and update respectively will determine the exact PLC scan time. So this is how the PLC scan time depends on number of factors like number of inputs, number of outputs that the PLC CPU is going to update, and definitely the complexity of program. So let me recap. In a typical PLC program, the processor will scan or read the input variables. After reading the input variable based on the program, it will update the output variable. After doing this, it will jump to a second network, then the third network, and then the final network. In each network or each cycle is going to read input variables and update the output variables. And this cycle continues. So the time taken by the PLC CPU to read inputs, update outputs according to the program, and execute the total number of instructions or networks in the program, well, that time is the exact PLC scan time. For more videos about the PLC, SCADA, and automation, please subscribe to my channel. That's all for now. Thank you and see you next time.